Mhm. Internet of Things is transforming the everyday physical objects that surround us into an ecosystem of information that will enrich our lives. From refrigerators to parking spaces in our houses, the Internet of Things is bringing more and more things into the digital fold every day, which will likely make the Internet of Things a multi-trillion-dollar industry in the near future. Good evening to one and all present here today. I, Vidisha Mishra, would like to welcome you all to the first day of our two-day workshop on Internet of Things, organized by OSA IGTUW Student Chapter. OSA stands for Optical Society of America, and we here in its IGDTUW chapter try to quench our curiosity in various scientific fields by conducting various seminars and organizing and participating in multiple competitions. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce to you our speaker for the event, Mr. Jay Kishan Singh. He is an embedded system and IIoT engineer. He has delivered training to around 12,500 plus students in summer training and around 7,500 plus students in winter training. He has also received Ellen's Technology Appreciation Award for being best performer. We welcome you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for this very exciting and energetic introduction. So I believe we should start, right?
Yes, without further ado, I would request sir to kindly start now.
Yes, definitely. So yes, I believe, let me see, we have nearly 48 participants and I can see Mehreen, Tulsi, Dipali and a lot of other participants, right? Okay, fine. So let me start, let me share my screen first and then we have a lot of stuff to talk here, right? Fine. Okay, fine. So I believe my screen is visible to everyone. And just before we go ahead and we discuss more about this industrial Internet of Things and how IoT is playing a very important role. And see, a lot of people these days talking about the industrial revolution. And well, anyone knows what industrial revolution we are going through? Anyone? Yes. See, let me just before you guys answer any question, let's just set up a very basic ground rule here. Let's just say, if see, this is not our in general traditional class. So anytime if you feel like I'm discussing something and you are not able to understand, just go in the chat box and write there. Very frequently, I'll be checking the chat box so I can answer all your questions, right? Fine. Okay. So that's how we're going to move further here. Any questions you feel or anything I'm asking, you can always write in the chat box. Fine. Okay. So anyone knows what industrial revolution we're going through? Yes. Okay, it's mentioned right there on the screen. Okay, fine. So industrial revolution 4.0. Maybe let me see the chat box also. Fine. Well, no one is writing anything, but again, you should make it a habit to write in the chat box. That will make the entire session very two-way. I'm not going to bore you, definitely. Fine. Okay. So Internet of Things is see, before this IoT stuff, everything was there. All the sensors, all the devices, all the things which you wanted to control remotely, everything was there. But suddenly something happened when this entire stuff, this IoT. See, every day we are seeing that different technologies are coming into the picture. We are seeing this machine learning came into the picture, and a lot of stuff changing. All the business industry, all the loan, the procedure, how we used to take the loans, everything is changing. If you talk about the blockchain, see, again, all the banking system is going to be changed very soon. In the similar way, IoT is playing a very important thing, okay, so Shaurya is saying automation in various industry with AI and edge computing. Yes, that's very much true. Fine. Okay. So just before I go ahead and we discuss a lot of stuff, definitely I have one live demo in the session also at the end of the session where we'll be seeing how we can remotely control our devices, but that's at the end. Fine. Okay. So now just before we go ahead, I just wanted to know what kind of application we have using IoT. Anyone? Yes, just go in the chat box and tell me. See, I believe you guys heard that term IoT. Yes. Okay, you heard. Yes, Tulsi, just write in the chat box, so that will make things easier for me to talk to a lot different people. Yeah. If everyone will start speaking, that would be kind of tough. Okay. So Vidasha, okay, everyone should interact. Okay, yes. Okay. So home automation, Alexa, Google Home. Fine. Okay, Alexa. Why I'm saying just Alexa and Google Home? By the way, Alexa and Google Home are not the example of IoT. These are some chat box where we have all those ML and AI stuff. Yes, anyone else? Okay, robot control car is an example of okay, IoT. So again, Shushma is saying robot control car. Mehreen is saying Tesla automatic cars. Fine. Okay, Minal is saying robot control car. Agri-tech drones. Yes, yes, agri-tech drones. Well, we have to be very specific, I believe, because yes, one of the very accurate answer that I have got so far is from Anuj Bist, and she's saying smart homes. Yes, yes, home surveillance system. Drone is a totally different technology. Obviously we can integrate see let's just okay, let me just go further in the PPT, then I believe we will have a clear picture how exactly IoT doing stuff, right? Okay, fine. So let me discuss few application here. So first we have a proper mindset that what are the specific areas where we can use this technology. See, you may have heard about different technology, but there is no meaning if you don't understand where we're going to utilize that knowledge, right? Okay, let me see the chat box. Trackers, okay, telemetry, fine. Okay, so let me move to the very next slide here. Okay, so the very first, if you talk about the different applications, so wearables, a few students were talking about the wearables. Yes, definitely. See, all the mobile, maybe mobile is also an example. In fact, the smart watches that we are using these days, see, what kind of information we're getting there. See, you know how many steps you have walked today. You already know, like every time you're getting a notification. How many of you have a smartwatch? Just give me in the chat box. See, you know when to drink a water. It also tells you like what's your heart rate and what's your pulse rate. So we are getting all those information using the simple smartwatch, right? Apart from that, IoT is getting used in telehealth. Telehealth simply means, see, there was healthcare, and with the help of this IoT, we're going to automate stuff. See, let me give one example. Let's just say we have a smartwatch, and the moment, and or maybe that smartwatch is constantly tracking the pulse rate, right? Okay, and any moment, let's just say if my pulse rate is going higher, so can anyone tell me this is a good sign or a bad sign? Yeah, suddenly I'm wearing a smart watch and suddenly I feel like, okay, my pulse rate is going very high. So is this a good indication or a bad? Yes. Okay, so I can see me. Okay, that's a bad indication, definitely. So see, with IoT, what we can do with IoT, what we can do, our devices, all the devices are connected together with the help of IoT. Definitely, I will come to the definitions and all those stuff. But with the help of IoT, we have connected. With the help of internet, we have connected our smartwatch to internet. And the moment my pulse rate started increasing, my smartwatch is going to send a notification to my doctor or maybe to my family members. Okay, so something bad is happening with this guy, right? So the people will come to know, okay, pulse rate is getting higher, so maybe I'm unconscious or something is happening with me. So again, that's where this technology is helping us, right? Okay, so again, a lot of applications are there in the health industry as well. So in general, we're calling this telehealth, right? Fine. Apart from that, traffic management, yes, we are using IoT there. Agriculture, somebody was saying, sir, we are using IoT in agriculture. Yes, obviously. See, we can place, in fact, previously I was working on one of the Ministry of Electronics funded projects, so that under which we have few colleges. So again, we are building a smart prototype there. So we are placing all the sensor on field, and see, let me give one example. Everyone eats potato, right? Okay, so again, in terms of efficiency, our farmer still using the traditional technique. So what will happen? Let's just say if I'm having the humidity sensor, temperature sensor, and pH sensor. So what I'm going to do, I know what particular condition, what particular environment that potato needs to grow efficiently, to have a better productivity. So that's where I'm going to put all those sensors on field, and I'm going to track all the parameters. So if the moisture is required higher, I will make the environment in a way. So, and that sensor is going to tell me what is the exact moisture we have available on field. So that's how IoT is going to help us in agriculture. Solar energy, yes. Supply chain management, smart cities, industrial automation. Okay, well, anyone knows about the smart cities concept? Yes, anyone? Because I have been working on few projects on smart cities, and there we had to place some dustbins and all those stuff in the city area. So that's where everything was automated. So I will give you examples further. Yes, let me see the chat box. Yes, sir, I'm saying yes. Okay, fine. And I will request everyone to write in just in the chat box more and more. That's how we're going to learn, right? Okay, fine. Okay, so these are some of the examples which I have mentioned here. It's not limited. It's not limited. There are tremendous examples. In fact, we cannot stop these all things. Like everything can be connected to internet. Everything can be connected to internet. Fine. Okay, so now let's just go further in the slides here. Well, if you feel like I'm moving faster, well, but there is reason, we don't have much time, so that's the reason. Fine. Okay, so now here's coming the one of the most important question. We know, so right now we have a mindset. Okay, so these are some different fields where we can utilize the potential of IoT, and we know IoT is Internet of Things. So again, different things are going to be connected to internet, but what exactly IoT is, right? So that's a very important question. Fine, so let's just go through the definition, then we will go through some different perspectives as well, right? Okay, so the definition is saying IoT is an integrated system, and all the people, all the recent generation people who believe in taking screenshot, they are welcome to do that, right? So they can take a screenshot. Fine, okay, fine. So let's just talk about the definition here. Definition is saying integrated system of devices. Okay, devices connected to the internet with the ability to collect and exchange data from user or the environment. That's a very important, that's a very specific definition we have for IoT. See, in general, if we talk about, it's saying we have different devices. Just understand. We have different devices which we have connected together. See, which we have connected together with the help of internet again. And what kind of ability these devices have? See, they can collect and exchange information. Let's just say, my mobile is available right there. Okay, and my mobile cannot collect any data from the environment, or it cannot exchange any data from environment. Let's just say I am having a light here, and I want to control with my mobile phone if I want to turn on and turn off my light. So again, if the light or my mobile phone cannot collect information or cannot exchange information, then again it's not of our use, right? Okay, so it's not going to be helpful. So now see, just a basic understanding, for our basic understanding. See, in general, if I summarize this, what it says, IoT is a network of physical devices. Again, all those devices which have some basic circuitry or basic electronics that collect and share data. Again, you might be thinking, sir, a lot of times this data term is coming here. We had the data, and again, the devices which we're going to connect to internet, they are going to collect and share data, right? Okay, fine. So let me give you some very brief introduction about this embedded devices, because this is very much important. See, just before this concept of this IoT stuff, what we used to have, just let me share my screen, this one. Okay, fine. I believe this is also visible. Okay, fine. So just understand, in the definition we said here, embedded electronics, just understand it. See, in general, any device that I'm going to build, let's just say this is going to be my main MCU. MCU is not Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's a microcontroller unit, or I'm saying microprocessor. Fine, okay. So I have some input and output devices here. Just understand, this input devices can be some sensors, maybe let's just say temperature sensor that I have connected right here. Okay, fine. Just understand it. This is the temperature sensor, and right now the temperature is, let's just say, 27 degrees Celsius. Again, I have a controller here, and we have written a program. A code, a logic, so that this controller can read data from this sensor, right? And based on that, let's just say we are turning on the heater or turning off the heater. So this is, again, in general, we call these systems as embedded system. In general, we call these systems as embedded systems. So these are the embedded system. Again, we have some input, we have some output, we have a microcontroller or microprocessor. Now, if we go back to the definition, it says a network of physical devices with embedded electronics. So I believe embedded electronics is clear to you. So what happened? What happened with the concept of internet? See, before this IoT stuff, we had this Wi-Fi, but again, with Wi-Fi, you cannot have a long distance transmission, right? Okay, and with Bluetooth, you cannot you cannot have very long distance transmission. Anyone heard about NFC? Yes. Anyone heard about NFC? I believe everybody is staying in Delhi right here. So everyone must have been to the metro. On metro, the moment you take out your card or your coin and you put on the machine, the door open, there you're using NFC. So that's a near field communication we are using. Again, the range is not very high. Again, it's going to 10 centimeter, 12 centimeter, not more than that, right? Okay. So see what happened there. So we have one system here. So let's just say this entire stuff is at my home. This entire stuff is at my home right here, and suddenly maybe at the next moment I'm at office and I want to check what is the temperature at my room. I just want to check what is the temperature at my room. So see, if I'm going to use NFC, it's not going to work. If I'm going to use let's just say Bluetooth, it's not going to work. If I'm using some RF transmitter, it's not going to work. So what's going to happen here? See, I just connected the entire stuff, this entire embedded system, to internet. internet. And again, at the office, I'm having this mobile phone. I always have a mobile phone, and my mobile phone is also connected to internet. So again, when we are connected to the same network, here we are also connected to internet, here we are also connected to the internet, and that's where I can see, okay, so the in my mobile app temperature is what, 27 degrees Celsius. With the same application, somewhere we all the people right here in the session, we are connected to the internet. Again, this could be one of the example of IoT. So different laptops, different devices are connected to the internet and exchanging. What we are doing, we are doing some devices are collecting information and some are sharing, like my mobile, my laptop is also connected and sharing and collecting information. So this is how everything is working. Again, we have an entirely embedded system. This mobile application is somewhere also embedded system, and again, these things are connected to the internet, and that's how we can share and collect information. Fine. Okay, so now let's just move to the very next slide. I believe we have a very basic understanding how these things are working, and all the stuff are connected to the internet. Fine. Okay, fine. This is one of the definition. This is one of the definition, just to simplify all these things. So again, let me read it out for you. So again, it says IoT is a network of physical objects. I believe now it's clear to you. A physical object, fine. Okay, a physical object, let's just say my fridge or something, right? Or a thing embedded with electronics. I believe that's clear to you now. Again, at the same time, we may have some software, sensor, and network connectivity, which enable these objects to collect and exchange data. To collect and exchange data. It's not like I'm not fool. That's the maybe that's why I'm writing data again and again. There is the reason. One of the that's see, entire fight why this IoT is there, why we are talking about this, everything is related to data. See what happened here. Let me give you this example again. What happened here in the same example? See, if I wanted to assess the data, temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. This is a kind of information, this is a kind of data which we have. And again, in some way, if I'm staying at some other place and if this data is available to me, I can take some action. I can take some action. So everything that you are seeing right here, this is all about data. So now, I believe this definition is very much popular and you guys must have heard this. So a lot of people these days who are already working into the industry, and they say data is the new oil. How many of you heard that? Yes, I just want to know, like, how many of you heard that the data is the new oil? New oil, yeah. Anyone, just say yes or no. If you never heard it, just say no. So I will come to know. So what kind of audience we have. So that's why I can simplify stuff. Okay, so Vibhuti is saying, is it necessary for the network connectivity to be specific by internet, or it can be private network? Yeah, that's very much obvious. But again, you have to be at the same network so you can share data with them, right? Okay, so I can see some students saying no and some are saying yes. Fine. Okay, it's totally cool. Okay, so all the people who are saying yes, I just want to hold their word. So they have heard it, and I believe they also trust on these stuff like data is the new one. Now let's just, I have few questions. I have few questions who are saying yes, I heard and I believe in that. So again, let's understand more about this data stuff. See, as we discussed, data is going to be the key. Data is going to be the key. So what do you think? This data, how many of you agree on that line that I'm going to say next? Do you really think, see, we have been through 2 or 3 slides. So how many of you think that really data is something that we are behind? Just give me yes or no. Data is something that we are looking for. Data is something that we really need. Is this really data or something else? Yes. Is this really data or something else? All the people who are saying yes, I will come back to you. Yeah, in a moment. Okay, fine. So okay, so they're saying yes. So Shari is saying no, it's the analysis and the further interpretation. Yes, that's a good answer. Okay, so Bhavika is saying, sir, we are looking for meaningful data, raw data, and we have lots. Yes, definitely. So all the students who are saying data, yes, definitely. Let me come to the next slide, and that's where we will discuss really data is important or something else is there that we are looking for. Okay, fine. So here in the next slide, you can see that's name Kevin Aston. So like in India, we say that our godfather is like, we trust that Gandhi is like a Indian father, right? So in the same way, Internet of Things term was coined by Kevin Aston. So somewhere in general, when we talk about IoT, so Kevin Aston is referred as the father of IoT, who invented this term and gave the initial statements about all these stuff, right? Okay, fine. So here is a very specific definition, and I want you guys to remember this definition, because the same definition that you are seeing right here, the same definition was asked to me in the one of the IBM interview that I was giving, right? Okay, so this is one of the important, see, and why that is important of this definition. I will come to that in a moment. Fine. See, when the very first time, for the very first time, when Kevin Easton came forward and he said, okay, with the help of internet, we're going to connect everything to the internet. So there were some people, you will always find there are some people. So some people started saying, okay, we in future we're going to connect our shoes to the internet, and there were some people who started saying, okay, so maybe we are someday we would be able to connect our genes or maybe our all the eating stuff to the internet. Well, that's not true. So again, that's where Kevin Easton again came forward and he gave the standard definitions. Now let's understand what exactly this definition means. Okay, so that this definition is saying, again, this is about IoT, but this is a very specific definition we have so far. Okay, so it says it is about empowering. I believe everyone knows this empowering term, right? Okay, so it is about empowering computers. It is about empowering computers devices so they can see, hear, and smell the world. So this is one of the powerful definition we have. See, again, let me repeat this for you. It is about empowering computers or devices. It is about empowering computers. We are making them capable. So all these devices and computers can see, can hear, and smell the world. Okay, so now see, let's just say this is my hand right here. Okay, this is my hand right here, and this is a device, or let's just say this is a computer. So if this computer, I believe I am visible to everyone on the camera. So let's just say this computer is available right here, and this computer is having all those functionality. This means that simply means this computer can see things, can hear stuff, and can hear everything, and again can smell things. So can anyone tell me what kind of power this device is going to have? Anyone? Yes. If this device can see, can hear, and smell, so what kind of capabilities it has? Yes, anyone? So this is very important definition we have to understand. Okay, so Priya is saying, okay, it's going to behave like a human. Okay, if something like this is my machine right here, so this can it can see, it can hear, and it can smell things. Okay, so now let's understand. Yeah, see, if all these three powers is available to this device, so now this is going to convert everything. This is going to convert everything to, again, to information or to data. It is going to convert everything to data. Why? See, let's just say this is my mobile phone again right here. Okay, so this is my mobile phone, and this is the device which have all the powers. So now this device can tell me, like, see, it can see. So if it can see, so it will tell me what is the height of this device, right? What is the width we have, or what kind of material we are using, right? So any other information, anyone, just go in the chat box and tell me. So this is that object I am holding right now. So what kind of information this device can extract? What kind of data we're going to have? See, what is the height? What is the maybe what is the width, or maybe what is the breadth we have? Or see, it can hear also. So what kind of sound coming from, right? Okay, and with the smell, again, it can tell me like what we have available in the environment as well. So again, the thing is that, see, let me go back here. So the simple thing is that if any device is having all those power, it's going to convert everything to data. If this device can convert this mobile phone into the data, that means, let's just say if I'm having this pen right here. So again, this is a pen. So it's going to tell me what kind of material we have here, and what's the height, and again, what's the point, and what's the diameter we have. So all those data we're going to get here. So again, so if we have this data, so in general, like all the people who are saying, okay, data is everything. No, data is not everything. Information is everything. Information is everything. We already have studied about that a data is a combination of noise and information. So we are not behind data. A data is a very general thing we have, and again, from data we're going to extract information. And what will happen with information? Anyone? What's going to happen if we have all those information? With information, we would be able to make very quick decisions. Like, right? Okay, fine. So like I mentioned, I am sitting at my office, and I right now I know, okay, so this is the temperature. So I can take different actions based on that, right? Okay, and like I mentioned, okay, my pulse rate is increasing. If my pulse rate is increasing, so that information was available to my doctor and to my family members. So now they can take very quick action, right? Okay, fine. So this is how IoT is doing stuff. Fine. So here we have one of the most important question. Definitely, I will come to the demo part. Don't worry about that. I will come to the demo part that I am keeping for the last. Okay, but now here is very important thing we have. In the Indian market, see, I have been working with few corporates here, L&T, NTPC. A few days back, I was associated with NTPC. There, I was delivering few stuff. So in Indian market, we have a lot of challenges here. Say in Indian market, we have a lot of challenges these days. What happened? Let's just say if you are a machine learning engineer, or if you know Python, you are a Python engineer, or you're into mechanical engineer, any domain that you have. So previously, what used to happen? Let's just say all the computer science people, let's just say they learned a new technology. So everyone is building these days Instagram clones or TikTok clone or something that we are doing right here. But if you talk about IoT, it's going to be very specific, very tedious. Why? Because see, when you're talking about IoTs, you also have to take care of the hardware part, like all these sensors are working, what kind of controller you're going to choose, how to program, and what kind of features we have available. At the same time, we also have to look after the software part, right? Okay, and with the help of this hardware and software, there we have to add some service, because at the end of the day, if you're building something, so it's going to be a product that we're going to use for some reason, right? Okay, so here we have to work on hardware. Here we have Okay, so I don't know. My screen was uh, okay. I believe it's a shared now. Okay, and Karna is saying we can predict future. Okay, yeah, somewhere. Well, that's not possible so far, but definitely we can do someday. Fine. Okay. So again, here we're going to build a very real thing. In general, this is not just about software. A software is very much important, but at the same time, hardware is very important. You have to take care, like hardware have, like it's cost effective. People can purchase your product. So all these things that we have to take care about, right? Fine. Okay. So let's talk about the Cisco thing again. IoT is available into the industry. At the same time, when we are using all this application into the industry for the automation and all those stuff, so there we call as IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things. At the same time, there is we have the Cisco, and Cisco is working on a very a world-class level. And again, Cisco says the IoT as a IoE, and IoE simply means Internet of Everything. That means they're going to connect everything to the internet. So that's a specific name which came from the Cisco. Okay, fine. And again, IoE is very exciting here, because see, we're going to connect devices together. We're going to connect people and device together. Let's just say in the morning, my washing machine and my maybe the toaster, they are connected to the internet and they are talking to each other, right? They're talking to each other. The moment I am coming to my home, the moment I'm opening my door is also connected to the fan. So the moment I'm entering into the room, all the door system gave a notification to my fan. Okay, so now fan you have to turn on. So that's how devices are going to be connected, and they will be talking to each other. Fine. So now this is one of the most important slide I have. So, and I will request everyone, if you have a notepad and pen and paper, so note it down, because if you want to really start and want to build some company or want to do something into the IoT field, so this is going to be very much helpful, because here I'm going to write a lot of stuff. This is very important, I believe. Okay, fine. So again, if you're talking about the Indian market, see, Indian market is very compact, and see, if you go to any other country, so money is not a problem there. People and the government support all those research and development part. But here in India, budget is very much important. Like, we don't have that big budget, we have a very small budget. So this is very much important here. So where we can find in our fight in our Indian market. Let's just say after some time coming with a product idea, so where I have to start and what kind of things I have to do. Definitely I will talk about few more stuff at the, maybe not today, in the next session, like how you can start building stuff in IoT. So that I will talk maybe in the next session. But for the instant, this is very important slide, and I want to put you all the concentration here. Fine. So let's start with the layer one. So here we have four layers, and let's talk about each layer one by one, so we have a proper understanding. So at the first layer, you can see here we have hardware, sensor, devices, and gateway. Let's talk about them one by one. See, like I mentioned, when we're going to talk about embedded system, right? And going to talk about embedded system, so there we need some hardware. Again, in Indian market, we built one processor called Agni, and it took us a lot of time, right? It took a lot of time to build that. So again, what kind of hardware we have that we can adopt from different places, and what kind of tools that we can build, right? Okay, so if you talk about the hardware, we cannot build any hardware, we cannot build any processor, microprocessor. It's not like we don't have that information. We have that information, but we don't have right resources. So again, what kind of hardware that we can use to build our stuff? Okay, fine. So a lot of people, how many of you heard about this Node MCU stuff? Yes, just give me confirmation. Just I'm just writing few examples here. Okay, So I'm just gonna go and open. So sure, okay, saying yes. Okay, so we are in the same way we have Raspberry Pi that we can use to build different prototypes. In the same way, Raspberry Pi is not available alone. We have a Banana Pi, something called as Banana Pi. So these are the microcontrollers or the boards that we use to build our things. These are the microcontroller or the boards that we use to build our things. Okay, Banana Pi, and after that we also have something called as Orange Pi. इसके अलावा और बात करें, so we have see recently Intel has introduced few boards here. Okay, so you can also write that Intel board, and after that we have a BeagleBone, which is also used for the prototyping part. So these are some of the boards which we have available into the market. And again, sensors can be categorized into different categories for depending on the application. So I'm not writing specifically about the sensors, but these are some of the popular hardware which we have available. And in yes, Intel Galileo, yes, that's true. Yeah, Intel Galileo we have, right? Okay, so these are some of the hardware we have which we import. Again, we import, and it's not just the list of hardware that I have mentioned. If let's just say if your client is coming to you and is asking, I need something else, so I just gave you 4 or 5 names here. We have more than 1,000 boards available into the market, into the industry, that you can choose depending on your requirement, right? Okay. And what exactly I mean by requirement, let's just say if I have to go home, I'm not going to use aeroplane or train to go my home. I'll be using my car or my bike or something. So that's why I'm talking about the resources or the requirement. So Palak is saying Arduino, see in general, Palak, we are not using Arduino, but yes, definitely we can write here. Yes, Arduino can be written to for the basic prototyping. Well, that's very much true. Okay, fine. So now let's just go ahead. So this is the very basic level we have. So we know about this hardware stuff that we can import from other countries. There are different sensors that we can use. Again, hardware is somewhere as the hardware is similar to devices here. Okay, so now let's talk about the gateway. Anyone knows what is gateway? Yes. Anyone knows what is gateway? Just be very quick because I'm not seeing we have much time, and at the end of the session I also have to show you a demo. So just be very quick so I can go forward. Okay, so Bhavika is saying yes. Okay, so what is gateway? Just write in the chat box, or let me explain. Okay, so Shari said node for networking. Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, yeah. So in general, say, let me give one example. I'm sitting in a room, so that's how it happens. So if I want to enter into this room, so there is some path, there is some way which I need. See, in the ancient time, people used to open the portal if they wanted to go somewhere. So that portal was the gateway to go from one place to another place. In the same way, like I mentioned, if I want to send my data from one place to another place, there I need some kind of very specific hardware which I can use to transfer data, or maybe my that particular hardware must be able to connect it to internet, so we can push our data to the cloud and we can access the data anywhere in the world, right? Okay, so that we are calling as hardware. So like I mentioned, RPi, Orange Pi, BeagleBone, so they work as a basic hardware, as a microcontroller, as a microprocessor, as well as they also work as a gateway for you. So you can write all the programs there, you can connect your sensor, at the same time you can use them to transfer your data to the cloud, right? Okay, fine. So now let's talk about this message broker thing. So again, when we talk about, say, let me just do one thing. Let me draw a diagram here. Okay, so here I have did the sensor one, and which is connected to some controller, right? Maybe let's just say RPi. Fine. So on the first layer, we have this hardware and we connected the sensor right here. Now let's just say here I am sitting at another place. This is my mobile. This is my mobile. Just understand, I'm drawing a very basic diagram for your understanding. So I want to assess this data. Let's just, again, this is humidity, and humidity is 60%. This on this RPi, we can check the humidity is 60%, and I want to receive the same data on my mobile application. So now in between, we have something called as messaging broker, or the data handling protocol that we're going to use. In general, the protocols that we use is HTTP in general that we use, right? Okay. Apart from that, one of the most trending, let's just say in future, maybe if we have other sessions, so there maybe we'll talk about the MQTT, AWS Firebase. So that's where people use MQTT. So this is a very lightweight protocol which helps two machines to communicate with each other by using very much network strength, right? Okay, so again, this is a very lightweight protocol. We have MQTT. Apart from that, there are different protocols we have that we use in general. Let me write the other one we were using here. Okay, so let's just be with this as one of the protocol that we are also using, but it's not coming to my mind yet. Okay, fine. So these are the two protocols. Again, some people are also using this Node-RED kind of stuff. Okay, let me see the chat box. Yes, MQTT. Yes, sure, fine. Okay, so these are some of the protocols that we have. Again, these protocols are available into the open source. Anyone can use. So, so if I want to build a new protocol, so I can capture this IoT market. So that is not feasible and possible. Again, the market is very much competitive. Yes, sure. MQTT is one of the thing. In fact, on Node-RED, we can also use HTTP. So this is again a layer where we are using MQTT. Fine. Okay. So now let's go to the next layer, analytics. So see, in general, what happens? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. In general, see. So now let's just say this is the cloud here. Just drawing this up, this diagram for your understanding. So see what we're going to do. First, we have to push this data to the cloud where we're going to store this information 60%, right? Okay. And again, from this same cloud, I'm going to retrieve the information on my mobile application. So that's how things going to work. So now let's just say this data is available on my cloud right now by using some of the protocol which I use to push this data on cloud. So now let's talk about this analytics part. See, in general, what happens, let's just say IoT is not just a single technology which you work along. You must be working with different engineers as well. Let's just say, let me give you one example. Let's just say if I'm using R Raspberry Pi and I'm having a camera with me. Let me draw here. This is my camera right here, and again, this is connected to the cloud by using some mechanism. And right here, I have this leaf. Right here I have a leaf, right? Okay. And what we are doing, we are generating a data set. Just understand it's very much easy. So what I'm doing here with the help of this camera, every moment I'm checking, like let's just say if I'm putting this leaf into the sun condition, so what's the height, like with what rate the height and width of this leaf is increasing. Let's just say if I'm putting this in some shadow or somewhere, so what's the rate of the how's the growth of the leaf. So that's the two condition we have where we are checking all these things, right? Okay. So maybe what's happening here, see, with this camera we are capturing like how's the height is increasing or the width is increasing or not increasing, where is it happening, right? Okay. So all this information which I have available. So now after receiving all this information, I have to give this data to a machine learning engineer who is going to build a model where he is going to predict, okay, so this leaf was growing better during the sun condition, or maybe it's not affected during the sun condition. In fact, the growth is similar in shadow as well as in sunny condition. So that's where he's going to make some prediction. A lot of time what will happen as an IoT engineer, this is obviously this responsibility will come under a machine learning engineer, but a lot of time as an IoT engineer you also must have idea about some basic analytics tool. So first you can verify this data, then the data that you have received, and first you can do the basic analysis, then you give then you should give this data to the machine learning engineer. Let's just say you are checking everything and you are seeing that the data is not correct, so there is no point of giving this data to the machine learning engineer. So there are some tools that we use here. Again, we know Python is one of the popular tool we have. Again, apart from that, we also use Julia, and sometime like personally I have used sometime Excel to make basic chart and prediction, all those stuff. Okay. So again, there are a lot of other tools we have. In fact, people are using Spark also. So there are different tools we have into the industry. So again, these are the three layers. At every layer, I'm discussing what kind of tool and technology that we are using. So now let's talk about the fourth layer. So fourth layer is one of the most important layer we have so far. Why I'm saying that? See, the fourth layer is a layer where your client is going to interact with you. Let's just say you build a website and all those leaf data or the humidity data is coming to a website. Okay. And a client is one of the dangerous thing that you're going to see what happens. Let's just say sometime if I'm going in a lift, so if I have to leave at the third floor, so I come out of the lift at third floor and I press the button 4. So that's how a client is going to work. There is a button next to you, a client is standing there, he's just going to press this button. Now it doesn't matter what happening with this button, but he's going to press it. Okay. So that's where we have to take care of all the stuff, all the things that a client will do by mistake or by intention, right? Okay. So that's where, see, we have some interface. So again, to build an interface, there are set of technologies, set of tools that we use. Few time back, Mean was one of the most popular tool that we were using. Mean, one of the most popular tool that we were. Anyone familiar with Mean? What is Mean? Anyone? Just say yes or no. So we will go ahead. Okay, fine. Okay, so Mean, let me just write here for you. So all people who don't know, so Mean stands for MongoDB. E stands for Express. So again, these are some web technologies tool. A stands for Angular. and N stands for Node.js. Okay, so these are the tools which we were using to build all those interfaces. So recently, as React came into the picture, so instead of using this mean, we are using this MERN technology right now. Everything is same. Instead of Angular, we are using React here. Okay, fine. So these are some of the technologies that we are using here to build all those API interfaces, and that's where we're going to introduce our service, right? That's where we're going to introduce our service. So now, if you talk about again this from the perspective of this Indian market, so we cannot fight at this ground at the first level because we don't have much resources. Again, I'm not saying it's not possible, it's possible, but depending on the requirement and depending on the condition we have, so that's not feasible right now. On the second layer, most of the protocols that we are using, they are available in open source. Analytics is available to all those people, but here we have something on the client side where we can come up with a service, where we can come up with an idea, and that's where we can build all these things using these technologies. So I believe this is clear to everyone what are the tools and technologies that I have been using, and all the people that I have been working with, they have been using the same stuff. Again, it's sometimes it changes depending on the client requirement. Fine. So now I believe this is a lot of talking. So last slide that I'm going to discuss, and after that we'll come to the demo, I promise you. Okay. So yes, just this is the last slide that we have, and after that we go to the demo part, and then I'll be taking all the questions you have for this session. Obviously, we have few more content for the next session that will be seen tomorrow. Okay, fine. So here's the product life cycle that we have to follow in general. Here's the product life cycle that we have to follow in general. Let's just say if you're building any product or any service using IoT, so this is a very basic chart we have that we have to follow in general. Very basic chart that you always have to follow. Let's talk about this one. See, the very first one is that, see, let me draw a diagram here, and I will be giving one example, and I'll be asking a few questions, and then we will understand these things. Okay, so let's just say we are talking about smart city. Okay, we are talking about smart city. So here we have a in a smart city, this is my smart city. Here I have area A, then area B, then area C, and then the area D. So we have 4 areas, right? Okay, in the 4 areas, let's just say I'm talking about the dustbins, right? Okay, so it's smart dustbins. This is a smart city, so we are not calling that dustbins, that's smart dustbin, right? Like smart people, smart dustbin. Okay, so let's just say here I have this first dustbin and I'm calling 1. Here I have second dustbin, I'm calling 2. Here I have third dustbin, calling 3, and the fourth dustbin, calling 4. So now see what's happening here. All the people are using all these dustbins 24 hours a day, and what happened here? See, outside of the city, I have a monitoring department. Outside of the city, we have a monitoring department, and that's where, let's just say if any of these dustbins are getting filled, so that same moment I'm going to get a notification here. Okay, so the first, second, third, and fourth. So let's just say if for the first time, what happened? This first one, what's happening? The first one got filled up. So again, we are getting here a notification. The first one has been filled up. Okay, let's just say the second one. I'm just putting a mark here. This is the first one that got filled up. Now again, this third one also got filled up. So I'm just putting a mark here. Third one also got filled up. Again, after that, this second one got filled up. Okay, so I'm just putting also a mark here. Okay, on the B. On the second. Okay, so now see, just understand. So with all this dustbin, we have connected some sensor which is sending a real-time data to this monitoring area. Okay, so now you guys tell me, let's just say if some guy is leaving from here, where he should go first? Yes, where he should go first? I just mentioned this first arrow says सबसे पहले यहाँ खत्म हुआ. The second arrow says this is the point where the dustbin got filled up, and this is the third place where the dustbin got filled up. So where this all this garbage collection team should go first? Anyone? Yeah. Okay, so Anmol is saying B. Anyone else? A. No. Okay, A is the correct answer, by the way. Yes, so see, A is the correct answer. So we know here we got filled up first. So first we're going to go here and cover this one. After that, we will go here to the C, and after that, we're going to clear up this one. Okay, so now see, with this example, we can understand this entire life cycle in a very clear picture. See, the first one is collect. So what we are collecting here? So the sensor that we have placed, let's just say this is going to be my diagram of this dustbin, and we have some sensors right here. So in real time, this sensor is going to collect all those information. In real time, this sensor is collecting all those information, and what we have there, it's checking the dustbin is getting filled up or not. It's just checking that the dustbin is getting filled up or not. So our sensor is collecting all those information first. So first is the collect one. Now the second one is communicate. Communicate simply means the moment you are seeing that signal, okay, this dustbin has been filled up. So now from your city, you are sending this information or the signal from location 1, location 2 at the main station. So that's where this communication is coming into the picture. Third one is the analyze. Okay, so analyze what we're doing here. So like I asked you guys, okay, so where are you going to send your team first? So some of you said on the A, maybe on the B. Yes, definitely. Somebody was saying B, maybe that's a minister's house or maybe minister's area. So first we have to go there. So it depends. So that's where this analysis step is coming into the picture. So maybe we have a human available here, or maybe we have built some machine learning or AI algorithm there, which is deciding where we have to first send the collection team. So this is the analysis part, and then we have the act part. So again, at the act part, we are sending our team and clearing that in that all the garbage that we have. So any product or any service that we're going to build using this IoT, all this 4 block diagrams going to be used. So first one is the collect, communicate, analyze, and act. So I believe this is also clear. All the questions you have, maybe you can write somewhere, not in the chat box. I will be taking all those questions at the end of the session. Fine. So I believe this is clear to everyone. Now we are going to see the live demo that we have. So what kind of demo we have? This is very much important. So see, today I did not build this dashboard where we have this button. See, what we are going to see here, we have a real-time database. Just understand. See, let me just do one thing. Let me draw the diagram here. Maybe my mobile phone is available, or let's just say this is my website. And here I have 2 buttons for turning it on and turning it off, right? Okay, and maybe this is my home right here. Just understand a very basic demo that I built for you guys so you can understand in a much better way. And this is my office right here, and I'm at my office. Okay, I'm at my office, and maybe while leaving in the morning, I just forgot. While leaving in the morning, I forgot, maybe my light is turned on and I did not turn it off. Okay, so again, here I have my mobile phone, or maybe mobile phone. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just say, here I have this bulb, and this web page. Let's just remove this. Maybe on mobile phone I have a browser where I'm opening this. Let's just remove. I'm writing home here. At my home I have a bulb, and in this mobile phone I'm opening this web page right there, and I just forgot, okay, I turned off my light or did not turn on the light. Okay, so that I'm in confusion state. So what I'm going to do here, so first I'm just going to go and open that page. I'm at my office. Again, bulb is available at home, so that's where I'm going to go and press this off button, and my light is going to be turned off. Okay, so what we are doing here, see, at home I have built some system. I have a hardware which is pushing this real-time information to the cloud here. So we have a cloud here, and in the cloud we are pushing this data here, and we are saying, let's just say we have a light here, and I'm saying, okay, so if the light is available 1, that simply means light is on right now. And if I'm saying it's 0, then I'm saying light is off. That's a very easy example I'm taking, so everyone can understand. Okay, in the database, again, database is something. See, here we are using internet and pushing this information right here. So if let's just say if it's 1, so light is going to be on. If it's 0, light is off. Okay, so from this page, let's just go off. So that simply means, again, with this web page, by pressing off, I am sending 0 to this database. By pressing off, I am sending 0 to the database. So now again, there would be 0. If there is 0, light is going to be turned off. Let's just say if I'm pressing on. So by pressing on, I'm going to send 1 here. So again, this when 1 I'm going to store right here. And again, if 1 is available here, the bulb will turn off. Okay, so the same stuff that we're going to see here. I have not built this on off page today because I wanted to build this page right in front of you in the next session. That's why I did not build this one. But right now, at the moment, I have prepared this database right here and the basic program that I can show you. Okay, fine. So I'm just gonna go and put my camera right here so you guys can see. And just give me confirmation in the chat box if this is visible. Well, that's our office. Give me a second. So we have this light right here. Okay, fine. No, it's not working. Okay, so I believe this is visible now. This I did not put this actual light right now, but I have it. Maybe I will set up it today. I'm just keeping a LED today for this, just for the explanation and the demo part. Just give me confirmation if that's visible to you, to visible to everyone on the camera. Yes. Anyone just say yes or no? Okay, so that's visible. I can see. Okay, cool. Okay, so now let's just do one thing. So let me show you the entire procedure. How I'm gonna do this. Fine. So see, there I have this RPi right here. This is the RPi which I was talking about. So which I have connected right here. And for the cloud part that I mentioned, for the cloud part, I'm using Firebase. So let me show you. So this is our Firebase database, which we have again. So in the Firebase database, I'm just coming right here. So if it may be confusing for you, but do not worry. Just try to understand how things are working. Already, I have built just a parent here, and I'm saying it as light. Okay, I'm saying it's as light. Right now, if I'm changing it to 0, you will see light is not turning off. Why? Because I have not configured this RPi for the moment. I haven't configured this RPi for the moment. See, you can on the screen you can see it's a 0. It's not off. I'm turning it. I'm just giving it 1. It's not. It's already on. If I'm giving it 0, so again it's saying it's on, right? Okay, so it's not working because I did not configure this RPi. So now let me configure this in front of you. So for that particular stuff, the first tool I'm using, because see, first just to configure my RPi, let me scan like what's the IP address of my RPi. Well, definitely if you'll have some question, I will answer, but let me show you how I do these things in general. Other people who are working, they do. So let me see. So right now, this I'm using the advanced IP scanner tool to check all the devices which are connected to my network, right? So this RPi is also connected. This RPi is also, okay. So this RPi is also connected to my network. So see, here is the list of all the hardware. I believe that's visible to everyone. Just give me confirmation if you can see this on the list, all the hardware, which are all the laptops, mobile, which are connected to my network. Then same way, we also have this RPi. It says Raspberry Pi Foundation. Okay, fine. So let me copy this IP address from here. I just copied this IP address, and the tool which I am using, so I can access the terminal of this RPi, is called PuTTY. Again, this PuTTY is used in different applications, right? So let me paste this IP address and let me open this one. So it's asking for the password. Just let me enter the password. BERRY. So now I'm logged in into the system. Maybe just give me confirmation if these things are visible to you. Is it small, or I should increase the font size? Anyone? Just be very quick. The black screen that you are seeing right now, is the fonts are very much small, or is that visible? I can increase the font size if you guys. Okay, Jafrin is saying small. So okay, fine. Well, you are increasing this stuff so for me, but still I believe now it must be visible to everybody. Okay, fine. I generally don't do this, but fine. So you guys can see ls. So now just give me a second. Let me move into the folder. Okay, so here I have this file. Let me show you. So here I have this file, and this is the very basic program. As you guys can see, the program size is not very big. This program size is not very big. Well, let me remove this line of code from here. Let me save my program. Can anyone tell me what statement or what syntax we use to run a Python file? Yes, definitely we write Python, and my file name is test.py. If these things are confusing you, then do not worry. I totally understand. This is for the first time you might be seeing, so it may be confusing. Okay, so right now I have configured everything, and on the camera, I believe, let me turn off this magnifier first. It's just making things worse for me. Just give me a second, or everything would be very much just close window. Yeah, okay, so we are back. Okay, so right now I have configured this RPi right here, and let me just go back to the Firebase database. So right now you guys can see it's 0, and let me just make it 1. So okay, so the moment I just turned it to 1, I changed the variable of this parent from 0 to 1, and then you guys can see this light is on right here. And let me again change it to 0. Just give me confirmation if you guys can see. So I just changed it to 0. See, it's very quick. See, we have hosted everything on the live cloud on the Firebase, and this can be assessed. This device can be controlled from anywhere around the world. Right now, I cannot give access to you guys because that's my private credentials that I have entered into the database. But in tomorrow's session, all the web page that I am going to build live, I will share that web page with everyone, and everyone from their own places would be able to control the device which I have right here. Okay, so let me change this variable a few more times. So just made it 1. So all the people who did not see it before. So it's again, it's 1 and it's turned on. Let me change it to 0. So it's turned off, right? Okay. So I believe this was visible to you. And again, in the next day, this is the dashboard, a very basic dashboard I have built right here for you guys. So you guys see, definitely we can make this one very beautiful, but I did not make this one because the agenda is not to participate in some contest there or show like what kind of expert we are. Just agenda is to learn things. Okay, so this is a very basic dashboard that I have built. I did not configure this web page right now because that I wanted to show you live in the next session. Okay, so this is how things are working, and now we are coming to an end, and here is the last slide which says any questions you guys have, please let. Yeah, put my camera back here. So yes, I would love to answer all the questions and queries you guys have. Yes, anything about the life cycle or the technology stack or the demo which I showed to you right now. Anyway, just let me know. Yes, thank you, Karna. Well, this is not amazing. In fact, you guys can also do that. That's not very tough. Maybe someday we're gonna see that one. Okay, so yes, please let me know if you guys have any question, anything you want to ask about the technology stack or the life cycle or the stuff which I showed you right now. Because Share is saying, let me just do one thing. Let me stop sharing my screen and let me just go straight away to the chat box. Okay, Share is saying, what if the data analysis part is done on site? Yes, definitely on Firebase and AWS, we have all those stuff where you can run the Jupyter Notebook, Share, and you can all do all the data analysis there. That's possible. That is possible. In fact, yes, we have tools. Maybe in the next session, we're going to have, I'll show you that tool. Maybe I'm not going to implement that, but I will show you for the moment. Okay. This will not only reduce costs, but also lead to the faster operation in some cases. Yes, definitely. Okay. So Minal is saying, sir, in tomorrow's session, we will control light this bulb through the page we will make. Yes, you guys can make that page with me live, but again maybe we don't. Actually the session is of 1 hour, so I will be doing it very fast, but again that I will show you all the steps, like how I am configuring the database and how I did all this stuff. So that I kept for this particular reason, for the entirely hands-on stuff, so you guys will come to know how we can build things. Yeah. So any other question? Yes, Share, Nancy, Priya, Adya, and Prachi. Anyone having any doubts, any questions, please let me know. Okay, so Vidisha, I believe no one is having any questions. So, or you have any questions? Okay, so Bhavika is saying, what are the challenges faced by the IoT industry? Yeah, that's a very important question. Once I was delivering a session in Tamil Nadu, Erode, there is a college BIT. So one of the PhD scholars was working on IoT, and one of the professor during their Viva, that professor asked, you are doing your PhD on IoT, and let's just say if you are working on agriculture land and on an agriculture land, there is no internet. So how are you going to manage all those IoT stuff? So yes, right. So how are you going to use internet there? Because on field and in fact in the sea areas there we don't have internet. So how this IoT stuff will come into the picture? So that's where the recent technology which is trending right now into this IoT industry. There's something called as LoRaWAN, LoRaWAN. Yes. Let me share my screen and write in on the notepad so you guys can. Let me write here. LoRaWAN, long range wide area network. So again, the transmission distance can be extended up to maybe 6 kilometers, 10 kilometers. So what we do there, on field we don't have the internet access, so from the field we have all the sensor, and we're going to transmit the data maybe 6 kilometers, 10 kilometers, or maybe more than that, and maybe after 10, 12 kilometers we will have that access to the internet. That's where we're going to push our data to the cloud. So this is one of the very important. In fact, again, Bhavika, hardware is very much important. Like I just skipped that slide maybe in the 5 or 10 minutes, but we spend a lot of time while choosing all those sensors, because there's a very vast, very huge difference between selecting a learning sensor or something which is of industry grade. So you have to test them, all the calibration part, and all these things are there. Hardware is like before choosing any hardware, because see, let's just say if LG is building a fridge, so it's not like he's going to choose a component and will build 10 fridges and another component then the next 10 fridges. So any component that they're going to choose, they're going to do a mass manufacturing. So this is very much important. We spend a lot of time on that hardware selection or the technology that we are using. Okay, so I believe Bhavika, your question is answered. So now Karna is saying, what is Firebase? Karna, Firebase is a real-time database. See, in general, previously we used to use PHP and the SQL, but again, see what used to happen. Let's just say if you may have used a very old chat app. So what used to happen there, let's just say somebody's texted you something. So to receive that text, you had to refresh your page. Then you were able to see all the information. So that was not real time. In the same way, let's just say if I don't have a real time database, so what will happen? I just press the button, but my light will not turn on. Why? Because light did not receive that real time value. So Firebase is a real time database. Again, the moment you're going to make changes, it will get reflected. So that's a real-time database. We use similar commands. Actually, on RPi, I was using that. That's a Linux environment on RPi. In fact, we use a Raspbian operating system there. So again, the Raspbian came from this Ubuntu part. Okay. Shaurya is asking one. Khushi, please mute if you don't have any questions. Okay, so Shaurya is saying build a mesh till we reach internet. Yes, that's well. In general, Shaurya, LoRaWAN has strictly mentioned in the documentation it's not going to work in that way. But again, there are different ways we can implement. Okay, so yes, any other questions, please let me know. I believe I have answered all the questions there. Okay, so Vidisha, I want to know about the best IoT platform where we can easily create augmented reality and UI as well as simple sign-in option. One of the easiest one, which I will suggest you is in fact this Firebase, because all the login, logout, and the data management part is very much easy. If you are looking something for the commercial deployment, I will suggest you AWS or maybe IBM. Azure is also very much comfortable. Yes. In fact, Vidisha, on AWS, there is support for, I believe, this AR/VR also. So maybe AWS would be better option for you. Yes. Okay. So, so Vidisha, let me know, or we can wind the person.
If anyone has any other doubts, please ask in the chat box. Okay, I don't see any. Thank you so much, sir. Today's session was so fun, and I can't wait for tomorrow's session and do it ourselves a bit.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so thank you everyone. It was really great meeting you guys, and I believe the information that we received today is going to help you in some way. Yeah, thank you and more. Thank you, Adya. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Also, sir, just a minute. If we could take a picture with everyone switching on their cameras.
Yeah, maybe.
I would request all the participants if you could all switch on your cameras. Okay, I'll take the picture now. Just a minute. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Hope to see you all tomorrow too.
Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.